Hi and welcome.
Hello, thank you.
I would like to say a huge thank you for allowing me to present you this project where I demonstrate the adaptive reuse of a Discuss factory for a contemporary office space for IDEAO, which is a global design consultancy known for its human-centered and innovation-led approach. The brief required a creation of a flexible workplace that balances collaboration with focused work while supporting well-being, creativity, and inclusivity. I want to start off by presenting my mood board, and I just want to say that the central design concept is based on openness, adaptability, and comfort. Research that I've conducted in assignment 22 highlighted how former industrial buildings are increasingly reused as creative workspaces as they naturally support flexible layouts, collaboration, and experimentation. Rather than subdividing the factory into rigid offices, this design embraces openness while introducing softer human-centered interventions. My concept envisions a warm, sophisticated office environment that is designed for a creative or design-focused firm like IDEAO that values comfort, collaboration, and timeless style. The mood board draws inspiration from mid-century modern design principles where form follows function and every design element serves its purpose without compromising on any aesthetic appeal. This is just the layout inspiration that we've already talked about before. I just wanted to give you a little refresh. And as we can see by the concept sketches that I've designed, my goal was to create a space that embodies mid-century modern philosophy where form follows function, as mentioned before, but it does celebrate materials for their natural beauty and authenticity, human-centered functional comfort, and a design space that just seamlessly blends craft and technology. My bubble diagram demonstrates a strong zoning and circulation. However, with a really great central collaborative workspace that does encourage teamwork and visual connectivity. However, I did have one concern with this bubble diagram once I was designing the layout. This is the layout that we had previously discussed about and we agreed upon. However, like mentioned before, all of the inspiration drawn for this layout was from the actual bubble diagram I had created. So it does have a very strong central collaboration zones. It's very balanced. It has great zoning, multiple activity zones, functional hierarchy, and visual openness. However, after thoroughly analyzing the building and the 3D model that I've designed, as well as the technical drawings that I've produced, which I will showcase later on, I realized that the layout did not comply with the Equality Act, which means that some of the areas were not fully accessible for everyone, meaning they were very dense, such as the end part there. Some of the upper offices did not have really great traffic flow once I've put the design to reality. Same with the waiting room and little bits and pieces from that office there. They just had a lot of congestions. Now this is the revised layout. As we can see, it does seem a bit more open and a bit more friendly. So it is accessible for everyone, and I have fulfilled almost every concern. However, one is left, which is the noise and privacy conflicts, which is one that we had before as well, but that can be fixed with soundproofing all the walls. This is the traffic flow and the regulations integration. So with that being said, the accessibility, fire safety, and sleep ratings were taken in consideration when I have done the new floor plan layout. This is just a fresh new bubblegram of all the zones. I just wanted to clarify what we were exactly looking at. This is the technical floor plan that I've designed. Everything is up to scale. And from here on, I'm just going to show you the other drawings that I've produced. Starting off with the floor plan, it does demonstrate a very clear and effective zoning strategy, a strong central collaborative zones that form basically the heart of the office. And with the use of flexible furniture arrangements and curved seating clusters, I'm able to encourage teamwork and informal meetings as well as visual interactions. This space does support IDEAO's emphasis on experimentation and knowledge sharing. So with that being said, I've also paid attention to create quieter focus areas such as private offices and meeting rooms that are positioned all around the perimeter to ensure a balance between collaboration and concentration, because at the end of the day, we do want to get some work done. Public-facing areas, including the reception, the waiting spaces, and the will be logically placed near the main entrance. However, we do have another reception facing the rear entrance that is just for deliveries. And I have created a very clear hierarchy between public, semi-public, and private zones. Additional activity spaces such as the art studio and yoga or gym are there to support employee well-being and creativity, reinforcing a very holistic approach to workplace design. This is a technical drawing. That's the floor plan of the waiting room, and that is a elevation of wall B, which is that wall there that is right next to the snack bar. And these are more elevations of the waiting area. And this is the last technical drawing that I'll be showing, which is a detailed one for the snack bar. After here, I would like to continue and show you some of the 3D renders that I've produced. So key design features do include curved seating, integrated planters, modular furniture, which softens the industrial shell of the overall building. And with these elements, I am able to support and create a very human-centric experience. Built-in shelving, multifunctional steps, and lounge-style seating does allow the space to be used in multiple ways, encouraging both collaboration and relaxation. A very important design consideration within this proposal was managing noise and creating a comfortable experience for both employees and visiting clients. Excuse me. The snack bar is strategically positioned to the right-hand side as well as the waiting room of the reception area. They act as buffers between the main entrance and the central collaborative workplace. By placing this active informal zone near the front of the building, I am able to assure that every noise that is being generated by social interactions is absorbed before it reaches more quieter areas. Sorry. Next up, we have another seating. So this seating is carefully integrated behind the reception area, and it is positioned directly opposite the two larger meeting rooms that I have for this space. The seating area is designed as an informal waiting and interaction zone, allowing staff to welcome clients in a more relaxed environment before formal meetings do take place.
I just have a question.
Yes.
Why did you add a secondary waiting room when there was already one in the front?
So rather than moving the clients directly from the reception into the meeting room, I wanted to make a transitional space that will allow and encourage conversation in order to help both the client and the staff member to ease and create a more relaxed environment where the pitching process won't be as scary and everything will feel more comfortable and less intimidating.
Okay,
thank you. And these are the two larger meeting rooms there, and that's just the seating. And of course, I wanted to add more biophilic elements because nothing makes people feel a bit better. And the two larger meeting rooms do have another role besides them being meeting rooms. In addition to accommodating client presentations, they do act as physical and acoustic barriers between public-facing areas and the more private office spaces located between them. This zoning strategically ensures that noise and activity from reception and client areas are filtered before reaching focused work zones and supporting concentration and privacy for staff. Here, I just want to show another meeting room that we have within the more private zone of the overall layout. So in the building, for these meeting rooms, I've taken the exact same concept as the one prior. I've created a mini waiting room before entering the meeting rooms. And once you've entered the heart of the layout, I have further reinforced the noise that may occur from the other side of the building. On the other side of the wall in the building. So I have made these built-in shelves that also have steps that can be used as seats to assure that every noise will be cancelled. This design choice does reflect IDEO's human-centered ethos, which is prioritizing comfort, emotional ease, and positive user experience alongside functionality. This is just another view of the collaboration zone. And as mentioned before, this is the heart of the overall layout. It brings teams together, it encourages spontaneous interactions, idea sharing, and flexibility in how the space can be used. And although I wanted everyone to have a more relaxed environment to work at, I did also create a a dedicated space for private pods. So whenever people need more time to spend by themselves and focus on certain tasks without being interrupted or be disturbed by any noise that may occur in the collaboration area, they can use the private pods. Just another overall look of the modular furniture that I've used. They can be moved around and used as pleased. And last but not least, I have the sample board. So I went for a color palette that blends earthy tones of caramel, rust, olive, and walnut with soft materials that reflect warmth, grounding, and understated luxury. These tones are paired with a lot of natural materials, as we can see, such as wood, leather, and stone, and they're mainly chosen for their tactility, but then again, for their long-term quality. And with that being said, I would like to say that the overall proposal does successfully meet the design brief by creating a very flexible, collaborative, and well-being focused workplace that does reflect IDEA's values. The design demonstrates how research into adaptive reuse, contemporary office trends, and regulatory frameworks has directly informed design decisions and resulting in a place that is both conceptually strong and practically viable. Thank you.
Thank you.
So where I made mistakes, I'm just gonna cut it out. That's why I went back to the same pose. Oh, thank you. Can we